So I'm having a lazy Sunday today. I got back from Milwaukee, Wisconsin on Friday, and I was gone for a week for work. And I'm just kind of catching up and relaxing and, you know, getting over travel and all that. Don't really have a whole lot to work on. Everything's just kind of chilling, and that's good. While I was in Wisconsin, I got an email from Bob with Suspension Dudes. And if you don't remember what I'm talking about, as far as Suspension Dudes go, that's the kit that I put on my Dodge Magnum SRT8, the front end suspension kit. So I got an email from them saying, hey, we appreciate you guys making a video on our suspension kit. Let me send you something. And I was pretty ecstatic to get that email. That's really, really cool. And he bought a t-shirt, which is even cooler. And well, I just got the package in today, just a couple minutes ago, and I'm really excited about it because this is the first time any company anywhere send us anything for the vehicles other than the camshaft and stuff that my buddy Nick from Brian Tooley Racing sent to me earlier. So I do appreciate that as well. Some other things that go along with that. So super appreciative, but this is the first time I've had a company reach out to me kind of unsolicited. And you know, I'm trying to learn this whole YouTube thing and figure out some of this maybe sponsorship stuff and things like that. And I don't know what I'm doing, so you know, this was a super cool surprise. So I have the package right here, and well, let's get into it because I'm not sure what's in it, but I know it's heavy, so I have a little bit of a guess. And yeah, we'll go from there. Let's see what we have here. If I could. I think I know exactly what this is. And it is. They sent me a full rear suspension kit upgrade for the Magnum. This is freaking awesome. So, needless to say, once I am physically capable of getting back on working on major projects, which, if you don't remember, I had surgery, so I'm on light duty for a little while. So I still got about 4 weeks till I can really get after anything. So we're gonna be doing another video, and then this time I'll do a pretty in-depth install because I have to admit I went back and watched my Suspension Dudes video, and it was kind of lackluster because I didn't get very detailed with it because there's a lot of other videos out there with the details. But this will be a lot of fun. I'm super excited about this. Very blessed. Thank you, Suspension Dudes, Bob especially. You guys are awesome. So we will get after this once I'm physically able to and it cools down a little bit. So got a little bit of things going on that have to come in first, but we are definitely going to be throwing that on the Magnum and seeing how it improves it. So how cool is that? It's well overdue time to pull the cover off of this vehicle over here and drive it up into the shop and get to work on it a little bit. So, welcome to Project GRAMPS. And GRAMPS is our 96 Dodge Dakota, which I'm going to unveil for you here in a minute if you haven't seen it. It currently has an AMC style 2.5 liter 4-cylinder and a 5-speed trans. In 96, they went from the K car style 2.5 liter motors to the Jeep style. And it's a cool little truck. I don't think it has more than 60,000 miles on it. It's got a little bit of scratches and stuff, but like it's a really super clean truck. And we picked this truck up a while back. I'll leave the original video in the video description if you want to go check it out. But let me get this thing kind of unveiled. If you don't know, I'll go over the plans for it. But let's get this thing in the shop at least so we can start kind of diving into all that. All right, here she is unearthed and pretty dirty. It's got a lot of like dust and stuff, maybe some old pollen. We did switch some things around on it. We put the bucket seats out of S-Box in it and pulled the bench seat out of this is in my Dakota. And it's a little dirty, but everything is pretty perfect as far as the dash goes, the door panels, all the trim panels, all the kick panels. Paint's in really, really good shape. I don't know if you can see that bass boat sheen, but it's got it. But we haven't done much with that because this truck has likely a blown head gasket. And that's why we haven't done much with it, because we're trying to get ready for the drag and drive stuff and kind of acquire some other projects and stuff. And well, now it's time to really get after this thing, and I'm super excited. But here's what I'm gonna have to do. I didn't realize it was as dirty as it is. I just hooked the battery cables up to it. I'm hoping that the battery is gonna be okay. But I'm gonna try to start this thing. There's no coolant in it because coolant will not stay in this motor. It leaks out of here somewhere. So I'm gonna try to start it up, and when I start it up, I gotta move, and I'm gonna move as fast as I can to try to get over to the to where my hose bib is, so I can rinse it off a little bit. So I gotta start it up, back it up a bit, and get it over there. So I'm gonna try to do that quick. Hopefully it'll start without too much issue, and see if we can't get it all taken care of. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Got lights, that's good. I got to put the clutch in. Oh, holy cow, it started right up. All right, we gotta get moving. We gotta get moving now. That's the wrong way because it's not a 6-speed. All right, we're doing something here. Oh, that's a tree. I'm gonna miss it. We're good. Well, we're moving. That's something. Okay. Let's get over here. Gonna kind of get in this area and we're gonna kill it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Sweet. Now we'll wash this thing down. That worked out. That worked out. Okay, nice and rinsed off. Still got a little, I can get that off of there. Maybe wipe it down with a spray wash or something. But man, it's such a cool looking truck. So pretty. We got big plans for it, which I'm gonna go over here in a second, but we gotta get it in the shop. So let's do that. This is a pretty cool moment right here to me and Greg, and be excited to get this dude up and in here. Okay, she's in. She is in. How cool is that? Well, here is Gramps in full garb. This is how we bought the truck. I went ahead and just put the wooden slats in there just for for good nature because we hadn't seen it this way in a long time. If you look in the back of the truck, you can see some goodies. There's 5 goodies back there. But yeah, so this is Gramps. This is that our project that I was just talking about. And I was gonna let you know what's gonna go on. So here's what's gonna go on. First, let me get over here and get this hood propped up. All right, 2.5 liter AMC Jeep. I guess it was an ANC in '96, but anyway, it's a Jeep 2.5 liter style AX15 trans, and it runs pretty good. But like I said, it has a head gasket leak or something. I think it's a head gasket. If you put water in here, it comes straight out of there. On top of that, when we had our freeze, what was that freeze? 2020, I think it was. It blew a freeze plug out. So we've got a couple issues as far as that goes. Not too big of a deal though, because we're gonna try to pull the intake and the exhaust manifold off here. We're gonna pull those two things off and see if we can find out if maybe there's a bolt missing or something and why it's leaking out of there, or if it is indeed a head gasket. If it is a head gasket, I think we're gonna probably try to fix it because we have the parts. Why spend our time on doing all this? Well, because the last video I put out, if you watched it, I asked if you guys wanted to see this thing go down the track and make a pass, because it's going to be awfully comical when we do, but we're going to use it as our baseline for this truck, because this truck is getting a 4.8 that we already have. It's actually a Gen 3.5 4.8, so it's mostly a Gen 4 motor. Good rods and pistons stock, and it's going to get turbo. We already have just about everything for it. We've got our Terminator X, we've got a Holley 12-inch dash, we've got that 4L80E is not mine, it's for this. We've had that for a while, so that's Greg's trans. Yeah, so this thing is going to be turned into somewhat of like a sleeper Dakota. So we're going to be able to kind of run these wheels. We're also going to be able to change it over to these Dakota RT wheels, which are in really, really good shape. We're putting a 9 1/4 disc brake rear end in it. We have a lot of things going on with Gramps. So this is a project that's been on the back burner for a long time, but no longer are we letting it be on the back burner. So we're going to get started on it. I'm kind of limited on time today, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to tear much down tonight. I might just get a couple of the plastic stuff kind of taken off so we can get an idea of what we need to do. I'm really looking forward to kind of wrenching on it, and I can't wait till Greg comes down, because this is Greg's truck. And one of the reasons we pulled the motor out of my Dakota, we're going to take these plates off that I made to mount the factory Dakota motor mounts and duplicate them so that we can get ready to put the 4.8 in Greg's trucks. So we got a lot to do, especially since Greg's going to make some Hail Mary passes down the track with the truck as it is. He might even bomb it around town a little bit. I'm not sure if the, oh nope, the AC, we don't have an AC compressor, so the AC does not work on this truck. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time, long time coming, and I'm super excited. So we'll get to working on it here in just a little bit, and yeah, we'll kind of make a plan from there. All right, let's look at this this big old power plant here, just to show you guys what we're working with. We've got an air filter that's as big as the entertainment screen in a new Ford. Ooh, that dude's dirty though, look at that. Glad I looked at that. But yeah, let's start worrying about taking this dude apart, seeing what we can find, trying to figure out how to do the release the belt, which I think I'm looking at here. But yeah, anyway, my goal is to try to get this intake manifold and exhaust manifold off without having to maybe disconnect too much stuff. We'll see. So I'll definitely work on getting the power steering pump kind of moved, and then kind of take it from there. I'm trying to see if the power steering pump, or sorry, if the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold come off separately, which it's entirely possible that they might. I don't know, gotta get into it. Got most of the bolts out. I think I'm gonna pull this one out right here, and if I do that, I believe that's the last one holding the intake manifold on. It's kind of taking a combination of a few different things, some extensions and a wobbler. All the bolts are 14 millimeter. So if you for some reason are gonna watch this video to maybe do this yourself, which is really not the intention of this video, but if you are, this is the fuel rail. There's two 10 millimeter bolts that hold the fuel rail to the intake manifold. And other than that, it's just unplugging things. That's all that matters. All right, let's get to this last bolt here. I wish I had my gear wrenches in here for my metrics, but I don't. Let's see if this dude will come out. Yep, look at that. I did what I didn't really want to do when I got down there, and I got the two exhaust manifold bolts off. At least, you know, going to the pipe. They came right off. I don't know if you guys can see this, so let me get some light in here. So, I think you can even see it better with the camera. All this stuff here, it's rust, right? Exhaust manifolds usually rust, but this is from coolant or water or something. And my goal was to hope to see if maybe one of these exhaust manifold bolts or intake manifold bolts was leaking water onto the exhaust manifold or onto the block, because it's even here on the block. So I'm going to pull this off the rest of the way. There's only two more bolts left, and that'll give us a good eye to see what we got going on. Ooh, that is sharp. Okay. Might think this is something right here, but it's the shadow from the brake line, so that's nothing. That is definitely a blown out freeze plug. Holy cow. But the rest of this is I'm thinking we're gonna have to take the head off, because it looks like it's probably blown down there, but I don't see any coolant passages. I think that gives us our answer. I don't think it's a bolt. The only other thing it could be is this right here, which is another head bolt or a head freeze plug. I don't think that's it though.
Well, there we go.
Before we end this video, even though I kind of just ended it a couple hours ago, Greg and I are out here having a couple brewskis, and we're playing with this thing. And man, that phone looks like a potato phone. Greg, why don't you show them what we just found out?
We were stabbing, and then
I think we found where the water's coming from.
it's not a head gasket.
It's not a head gasket.
Plug.
It's the front freeze plug for this thing, for the cylinder head. Fantastic. That means we don't have to pull the head off. That means this truck, within the next month, is going to Houston Raceway Park, and it's going to blister down the quarter mile. It might even get to third gear. And we gonna run some times, bro. That was fantastic. I'm glad I did that. Anyway, let me get back to ending the video. Anyway, come along for Gramps. This is the first time you're seeing our channel. We've got all kinds of projects, but this is probably going to be the one we're focusing on for a little bit, along with this one, which I've got to gather some parts for. And if you're not aware of them, this is my drag and drive 92 Dakota that LS was in. Got two drag and drive series on our YouTube. Go back and check them out. But this is Gramps, and it's getting a 4.8 liter GM turbo, 4L80E, hopefully air conditioning. Like, we're trying to do it all. This is going to be an absolute fun project. That's going to, the intention of this thing is to run to the ice cream shop and do burnouts the whole way there and back. So, you know, this isn't really a race truck. It's just going to be a whole lot of fun, and we can't wait to get it done. So, like I said, if you're new, please consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, from the bottom of our hearts, we really, really thank you for taking your time out to watch our little silly videos and to hang out with us. And we couldn't appreciate you more. So, as always, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Until next time, you know the deal. Y'all be good.